Hi, it's Rich from Van-tage, and today I'm going to be talking you through a new direction I've decided to take with the van. Now, when you'd seen it previously, it had a Van King's bed in there. My previous video was me fitting it, used it a load of times. It's a great piece of kit, but it made me think that actually I probably want a full camper. I used it enough that it could justify it. So there's going to be a series of videos that I'm working on that show my path from an empty van to a camper van. Now, I've cheated a little bit because I've already got the pop top. I'll cover this in another video, but I've had a West Dutch roof fitted, makes a lot of space in the back, and today I'm going to be focusing on fitting an oak floor. So I've already got a packing piece glued down. I did this a couple of days back so I could let the glue dry, and the focus of this video will be the floor that I've chosen. I can't wait to show you. So this is the floor I've chosen to go in the van. It's an oak laminate and it's from a company called Coolwhip Campers. I picked this one for a couple of reasons. The first one is that they ship. I'm here in Swindon, they're up in Norwich, the other company that make this, and I just didn't have it in me to drive that far to go and pick up a piece of wood. So these guys will ship, so that's a great advantage. The other great thing about this one is that it's laminated to a plyboard. So with the alternative ones, they're laminated to an MDF. I'm not a huge fan of MDF, I guess it's down to personal preference, but I prefer the idea of ply, especially going into a camper van. Right, let's get it open and make sure it's in one piece. So pretty impressed with this, it's really well wrapped. One thing I do like actually is that here, they've actually included the offcut to protect the edge during shipment, and that's a nice touch. That's going to make sure it gets you in one piece. So here are the products I'm going to use to prepare this flooring. We're going to start off with some 210 grit sandpaper. This is just to take up any little rough edges where it's been machined. I've gone for Osmo and I've gone for the matte clear. I think it should be great for a floor. Gloves. Doesn't need to be too toxic, but actually doesn't hurt to have gloves on anyway. I've got some applicator pads I'm going to use to put the oil on with. A microfiber cloth to take the excess oil off because you don't want it to fall on the surface, otherwise it can be sticky. I've got some finishing pads, so in between coats I'm going to give this 2, and after the first one, once it's dried, I'm just going to take the edge off it with this. And then after I put another coat on, the final coat, another microfiber just to take any excess on. So I've got a piece of sandpaper here. I'm just going to fold it back on itself to make a tight edge, and I'm going to run this edge just down the strip with a 2-drop milk. So I'm going to be using Osmo oil, as I previously said. One thing about this stuff is it's good to give it a stir before you use it. In transit, the waxes and oils can separate and all the wax sits at the bottom, and that's not the look we're going for. I'm just going to give that a stir until it's got a nice even consistency. So I've got the first coat of oil on. Before I give it another coat, I've just done a trial fit in the van. It's going to look really good actually. It's a really nice biscuity colour. It's exactly how I thought it looked with the oil. Before we give it the final coat, I'm just going to give it a rub down with this. It's a finishing pad, so it just gets rid of any high spots or any shiny spots on the top of the oil before we give it the final coat. I'm just going to offer this up for a trial fit and see how it looks. Because I'm going to glue it in, I'm just going to mark where this board comes up to because I don't want to glue where the join is. I'm going to glue either side of it, but I'm going to stay a little bit shy just in case anything comes up with the join. Right, so I'll move this out of the way and I'll get some glue down. So with the second piece in, I'm just going to lower it into position and just to try and get the join as neat as I can. So I've noticed that some of the adhesive is squeezing out where the two pieces of wood are bonded, so I'm just going to wipe that off, mostly so I don't tread it into the van seconds later. As you can see, I've applied a bit of weight just to stick the top board down. This is to ensure it's adhered to the packers. And there you go. I'm really pleased with how this has come out. Completely transformed the space in the van. Thanks for watching.